When you're working at the application layer, you're right at the front lines of where users interact with systems, web traffic, emails, APIs, and more. This is also where attackers love to strike. To guard these critical interactions, you need intelligent inspection and defense mechanisms that go beyond ports and protocols. Let's walk through the tools you'll use to secure this layer. When you use a proxy, you're placing an intelligent middleman between your internal users and the outside world. This device, or service, acts as a gatekeeper that inspects, filters, and logs traffic, often at the HTTP or HTTPS level. Think of it as your organization's bouncer. No request gets through without being checked first. Whether users are browsing websites, accessing cloud apps, or making API calls, the proxy ensures that every bit of traffic aligns with your security policies. One of the biggest advantages of a proxy is the ability to enforce URL filtering and web access controls. You can block access to high-risk or non-business related sites, ensuring users stay focused and safe. Proxies also help speed up performance through content caching, storing frequently accessed resources locally so users don't have to wait for repeated downloads. But it's not just about control and speed. A well-configured proxy gives you insight into user behavior and application usage. You can track who's accessing what, when, and how. That visibility is powerful, especially when you're trying to detect unusual patterns or potential insider threats. Proxies also shine when it comes to outbound traffic. You can anonymize requests to protect user identities or deeply inspect them to catch policy violations and sensitive data leaks. And by integrating threat intelligence, your proxy can actively block known malicious domains and prevent malware downloads, stopping threats before they ever touch your endpoints. Ultimately, using a proxy strengthens your security posture by reducing dependence on endpoint protections alone. It gives you centralized control over internet-bound traffic, enhances visibility, and acts as a critical layer in your defense-in-depth strategy. When you use a next-generation firewall, NGFW, you're putting a highly intelligent and adaptive security control right at the edge of your network, one that goes far beyond the capabilities of traditional firewalls. Older firewalls were mostly focused on allowing or blocking traffic based on basic attributes like source and destination IP addresses, ports, and protocols. That was fine when networks were simpler, but in today's cloud-first, app-heavy world, it's not enough. You need more context, deeper inspection, and smarter decision-making, and that's exactly what a next-generation firewall delivers. NGFWs operate at the application layer, which means they can identify and inspect traffic based on the actual application being used, regardless of the port or protocol. Whether it's a well-known service like Microsoft 3, 6, 5, or a lesser-known shadow IT tool, your NGFW can recognize it and enforce your policies accordingly. You can block or throttle risky SaaS apps, prioritize critical business tools, or even require authentication before granting access to sensitive resources. These firewalls also perform deep packet inspection, allowing you to inspect the actual content of traffic, not just its headers. This helps you catch threats hidden inside legitimate traffic flows, such as malware downloads or data exfiltration attempts. NGFWs are often integrated with real-time threat intelligence feeds, which means they stay up to date with the latest known attack sources, malicious URLs, and indicators of compromise, and can block them automatically. Another key capability is encrypted traffic inspection. With more than 90% of web traffic now encrypted, attackers frequently use SSL/TLS tunnels to hide malware and command and control traffic. NGFWs can decrypt, inspect, and re-encrypt this traffic, giving you visibility without compromising security or performance. What sets NGFWs apart is their ability to tie all this together with user identity. Instead of just knowing that traffic is coming from a certain IP, you can map it to a specific user or group in your identity provider. This allows you to enforce role-based access controls, monitor user behavior, and spot anomalies. Ultimately, your NGFW becomes your first line of intelligent defense, an always-on, context-aware security sentinel. It gives you precision control, advanced visibility, and dynamic protection that keeps pace with today's ever-changing threat landscape. When you use an intrusion detection system, you're setting up a silent observer within your network, one that watches all traffic carefully and alerts you the moment something looks suspicious. It doesn't block traffic, but it gives you the visibility you need to identify unusual behavior, patterns that match known threats, or early signs of compromise. Think of it as your network's alarm system. It won't stop the intruder, but it will let you know the moment something's not right. Now, if you want that same awareness but with active defense, you turn to an intrusion prevention system. An IPS takes things a step further by not just detecting threats but also blocking them in real time. When it spots malicious payloads, policy violations, or command and control traffic, it can drop the packets, reset connections, or take other automated actions to prevent damage before it occurs. Both IDS and IPS shine when you've tailored them to your specific environment. That means tuning detection rules, suppressing false positives, and integrating with your broader security ecosystem. They're especially useful in spotting anomalies, catching zero-day exploits, and detecting lateral movement, where an attacker tries to move from one system to another within your network. By deploying IDS and IPS, you're strengthening your detection and response capabilities, whether you choose to watch and analyze, block and respond, or both. It's about knowing what's happening inside your network and having the right tools in place to react with speed and precision. When you implement network security monitoring, you're doing more than just setting up another security tool. You're building a continuous, intelligent lens into the heart of your network. NSM is all about visibility, and in cybersecurity, visibility is power. You can't defend what you can't see. NSM helps you watch over your environment by collecting data such as system logs, network flow records, and full packet captures. With that information in hand, you can establish a clear understanding of what normal activity looks like for your organization, down to the behavior of individual users, applications, and devices. Once you know what's typical, deviations stand out. That's where NSM becomes your ally in threat detection. You'll spot unusual communication patterns, spikes in traffic, or unexpected outbound connections, often early signs of reconnaissance, lateral movement, or exfiltration attempts. NSM allows you to hunt threats in real time, track incidents as they unfold, and investigate historical data when responding to alerts. Over time, NSM helps you mature your security operations. As you build and refine detection rules, you improve your organization's ability to respond quickly and accurately. You're not just reacting to alerts, you're developing an informed response strategy based on trends and context. NSM also plays a critical role in incident response and forensic analysis. When an incident occurs, NSM data helps you retrace the attacker's steps, pinpoint affected systems, and validate the timeline of events. Integrated with platforms like SIM, which is Security Information and Event Management, or SOR, which is Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response, NSM becomes even more effective. It feeds your SOC with enriched context, allowing analysts to correlate events, prioritize threats, and automate repetitive tasks. This fusion of data and automation leads to faster detection, shorter response times, and ultimately, stronger security outcomes. By using NSM, you move from operating in the dark to leading with clarity. You're not just guessing where threats might be, you're observing, validating, and responding with confidence. So, what's your leadership takeaway? As a security leader, your priority at the application layer is visibility and control. By strategically combining tools like proxies, NGFWs, IDS, IPS, and NSM, you create a layered defense that not only blocks threats but also gives your team the insight needed to detect, respond, and adapt to evolving attacks.